Hello, I hope you are doing well. This is the next lesson of the chapter Algebra. So we will continue. In this lesson, we will start discussing the solution of quadratic equations by factorization method. In last lesson, I've explained you that there are three methods to solve a quadratic equation: factorization, quadratic formula, and the third one is completing square. So this is the first one. And this is the method and which you will apply in all the questions. The method is the same. When you learn this, you will have no issue then. So I have taken a question over here. This is x square minus x minus 12 equals 0. So this is a quadratic equation. You can see this is the variable power is 2. So when the variable power is 2, the maximum power is 2. Obviously, this is also variable. Its power is 1. But you will look at the maximum. So the variable power, maximum power is 2. So therefore, we call this a quadratic equation. And there are three different methods to solve it. So the first one is factorization method. So for that, what we will take, we will look for two numbers. That is the product. We will take P mean product. This is product. And S for sum. Now, product is this minus 12. Okay, the last term, which is a constant number, that is the product. So you will write P equal minus 12. Okay, so don't forget to write this minus. You should consider this sign as well. Either if it is positive, write it positive. If it is negative, write it negative. So signs are very important in this cases. In this case, sum is -1. How I got that? It is the coefficient. Obviously, if nothing is written, obviously 1 is there. Okay. So the coefficient mean that, for example, if you see a variable x, 2. So this 2 is called coefficient. Coefficient mean the number written before the variable. So x is a variable. So 2 is the coefficient. In this case, x is the variable and take the coefficient 1. So obviously we will take the negative sign as well. So -1 is the sum. So P is minus 12 and S is -1. Now we will choose two numbers. When we multiply those two numbers, we get -12. And when we add those two numbers, we get -1. Okay, so this is the point where you will think on those two numbers to find. So in this case, I have selected -4 and +3. So when you multiply -4 with +3, this is +3. So you will get -12. And that is the product. Okay, product mean multiply these two numbers. You will get -12. And when we add these two numbers, -4 and +3, you will get -1, right? We have studied these rules in, I think, the first lesson of this algebra chapter. So when you add them, -4 plus 3, you will get -1. So you can see the sum is -1. Okay. So actually what we did, we have selected two numbers. When we multiply them, you get product. When you add them, you get sum. Okay. So this is the process. This is what we did. Now, when you get these two numbers, the rest of the solution is easy. There is nothing difficult. We will write this x square on its own place. We will write this 12 or -12 on its own place. But we will inculcate -4 and +3 in the equation instead of this thing. We will not write -1x. Instead, we will write -4x plus 3x. Like we have inculcated -4 and +3 in the equation. Okay, we have removed this thing now. We haven't written that thing. And in place of that, we have written, I have written -4x plus 3x. And -4 is on its own place, and x square is also on its own place. Now the next step is we will take common from the first two terms and we will take common from the last two terms. So we have studied this taking common as well in one of the lessons. Here x is common, so you will take x common outside of the bracket. So inside x minus 4 will left. And in these two terms, we can take 3 common. So x minus 4 will left inside the bracket. Okay, there is a hint to see that whether you are solving it correctly or wrong. These two brackets must always be the same. Okay. When you take common from the first two terms and when you take common from the last two terms, you will get two brackets. Okay. The bracket from the first two terms and the bracket from the last two terms. So these two terms must always be same. If both of them are same, so it means you are doing good. You're going like you are solving it correctly. All right, the next step. We will write x minus 4 once. And we will write x minus plus 3 on another bracket. So we got two brackets, x minus 4 and x plus 3, which is equal to 0. Obviously, that 0 is coming down in each step. Now make both the brackets equal to 0. So you will make x minus 4 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. We will shift this minus 4 to the other side because we want to find out x. So it would become x is equal to 4. And we will shift this negative plus 3 to the other side, we will get negative 3. So the solution set is 4 and negative 3. So this is the answer. In quadratic equation, you will always get two answers. Remember, you will always get two answers. In linear equation, we get one answer, but in cubic equation, you will get three answers. Okay. So this is how you can this become a bit easier. Okay, question number 2, the same method. Product is negative 12, negative 15. So I have written P negative 15. Sum is plus 2. So I have written sum plus 2. Now we will think of two numbers. When we multiply those two numbers, we get negative 15. And when we add two numbers, we get plus 2, which is plus 2 here. Okay, negative 15 and plus 2. So I got plus 5 and minus 3. When we multiply this, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. When you add them, you get plus 2. So now we will again inculcate these two numbers in the given equation. So instead of writing 2x, we will write plus 5x and minus 3x. And I have written minus 15 on its own place and x square on its own place. Now I will take common from the first two terms and I will take common from the last two terms. So x is common here. So I have taken x common. So inside the bracket, x plus 5 is left. And I have taken negative 3 common. So x plus 5 will left inside the bracket. By the way, I explained you this method. When you take negative number common, inside the bracket, the sign will change. So it was negative, it will become positive. Now, again, you can see the brackets are the same. So therefore, we will write x plus 5 once and then x minus 3 in another bracket. Now, this equation is not equal to 0. You can see it is x squared plus 2x minus 15 and not equal to 0. So therefore, this is the answer in this case. But if the equation is equal to 0, then obviously we will make x plus 5 equal to 0 and x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, and then we will solve for x. So this is how you solve these equations. Now, question number 3. Question number 3 is a bit different. And especially I have selected this question, the last two questions. How it is different? If you see in question number 1, the way the coefficient, I've explained you the coefficient, okay? So the coefficient of x square was 1. The coefficient of x square is 1 here as well. But in this case, the coefficient is 3. Now, in this case, when the coefficient is a number other than 1, then we will get the product by multiplying this number with that coefficient. So negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. So this is the product now. Okay, this is a bit change in when you have a coefficient of x square. We will multiply this negative 6 with that 3. So negative 18 is the product, and sum will remain the same. So that is plus 7. So keep the signs, write the signs correct. Now we will again choose two numbers. When we multiply them, we get negative 18, and when we add them, we get plus 7. So 9 and minus 2, these are two numbers. So when you multiply them, 9 times minus 2 is negative 18. And when you add them, so 9 minus 2 is 7. Now we will again inculcate or substitute these value in the equation. So we will remove that plus 7x. We will write plus 9x and minus 2x, and this and that term on its own place. Now we will again take the common from the first two terms and the common from the next two terms. So 3x is the common, so we can take 3x common. So x plus 3 will left inside the bracket. And from the next two terms, negative 2 is the common. So x plus 3 will left inside the bracket, and it will be equal to 0. Now x plus 3 and x plus 3 both are same. So it means we are going good. We are solving it correctly. So we will write x plus 3 once, and we will write 3x minus 2 here in another bracket and equal to 0. Now make both of them equal to 0 separately. So x plus 3 equals 0. We will shift this plus 3 to the other side. It will become negative 3. Now let's solve this one. So 3x minus 3 equal to 0. We will shift this negative 2 to the other side. It will become positive 2. Now we want to remove this 3. Okay, I have explained you these methods. We will divide both sides by 3. So 3 will cancel out with that 3. So x would be equal to 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is the answer. So the solution set is negative 3 and 2 by 3. Okay, write that in the solution set with these brackets. So this is the answer. Question number 4. Now this is again another quadratic equation, but there is one problem, that this equation is not in the standard form. I have explained you previously in the previous lesson that this is the standard form. So this is okay, this is also correct, but 5 is on another side of equality. So we have to shift that 5 to this side of equality in order to make this standard form. Okay, because number is on left side and equal to 0 is on the right. So you will take that 5 to the left side, so it will become negative 5. We got this one. Now the product is not negative 5 because there is 2. Okay, there is coefficient 2 with x square. So therefore, you will multiply this negative 5 with that 2. So the product is negative 10 and sum is negative 9. We will again choose two numbers. When we multiply them, we get negative 10. And when we add them, we get a negative 9. So negative 10 plus 1. When you multiply them, you will get negative minus 10. When you add them, you will get minus 9. Now we will substitute these values in the equation instead of writing that. So 2x squared on its own place and minus 5 on its own place. Negative 10x I have written over here, and plus 1x I have written. Don't forget to write this x, okay? Don't just write the numbers. You have to write x with it. Then you will take the common from the first two terms. So 2x is the common. So x minus 5 will left. And then take plus 1 common from the next two terms. X minus 5 will left. You can see both the brackets are same. So we will take x minus 5 once, and we will take x plus 2, x plus 1, like this, equal to 0. Now we will make both of them equal to 0. So x minus 5 equal to 0 and 2x plus 1 equal to 0. We will shift this negative 5 to the other side. We will get 5, and you will shift this one and divide that by 2. So the solution set is negative 1 by 2 and 5. So this is the answer, and this is factorization method. So remember, actually the problem is only in this part. Okay, selecting two numbers. The rest is very easy. So you will understand this, and you will not do this wrong if you do more practice. So try to solve as many questions as you can. I will also attach practice questions here with this video. You solve all those questions and practice on them. And the rest, there is nothing. If you practice more, this one issue will also be solved. So then you will get that. So this is factorization method. I hope this is, you got all of them, all of these. Then in the next lesson, we will start with quadratic formula method. Okay, thank you.